Hey folks, I've had multiple requests to do a rod and reel arsenal and I hadn't got around to it until this point. These spring winds, they're rough right now. It's been blowing 20-30 miles an hour and it's keeping us off the water, so I figured this would be a good time to do a rod and reel arsenal. And we're going to do salt water first, and then we'll do fresh water. On the salt water, most of y'all that's been with me know about the Daiwa Tatulas and the Ducket 7.5 foot medium heavy rods. We have 3 of these, and whenever I fish, I always have 3 rods. And it'll either be 3 bait casters or it'll be 2 bait casters and a spinner, depending on how I'm going to fish and what I'm going to throw. But these are all the same except this one. Which is the exact same reel. They're all Daiwa Tatula type R 100 size, but this is the CT, which stands for compact, and it's just a little smaller frame, but they made the spool a little deeper so it holds the same amount of line, and supposedly it's, you know, it fits in your hand better. And to be honest with you, I can tell very little difference between this one and the regular Daiwa Tatula. This one's loaded with 40-pound Power Pro braid, and this is the dedicated topwater rig. I like the braid because it floats, and you get better action on your topwater lures, and of course there's no stretch and all that. But the other 2 have co-filament line made by Strand. They don't make it anymore, which is sad. It was a great line. But anyway, I bought 5,000 yards of it when I heard they were going to quit making it. So whenever I run out of that, I'll have to find something else. But and I always carry, whether it's two bait casters and a spinner or 3 bait casters, I've always got a topwater, a subsurface, and a soft plastic. And that pretty much covers everything, depending on the mood of the fish and what they're going to do that day. But one of those is going to get them. On my spinning tackle, I'm using a pin battle, and it's full of 20-pound braid, Suffix 832 braid. And this reel, I've been real impressed with this reel here. This thing has an amazing amount of drag, and a good drag. And I've got it on a 7.5 foot Waterloo Salinity medium spinning rod, which I like a lot. I've been real happy with it. It gets the job done. It's got enough backbone that it'll handle redfish and stuff. So. This is Susie's spinning reel. It's a Pin Fierce, and it's loaded with 20-pound Suffix 832 braid, which in my opinion is the best I've found for a spinning reel as far as castability and everything. And it's on a 7-foot Academy spinning rod, which has been a good one, so we haven't had any problems there. And it's a medium. And then we carry this. This is a Crossfire. It's a cheap model Daiwa, but it's a good spinning reel. and it's on the same Academy spinning rod. We carry this as a backup for Susie in case you get a big wind knot you can't get out or something. She's got a backup reel too if there's a problem. So that pretty much covers the saltwater stuff. We'll go ahead and get into the freshwater, and it gets a little more complicated, but that's all right. Okay, first of all, we're going to go through the conventional freshwater stuff, and then we'll move on to my latest foray into the freshwater. This is an 8-foot Falcon, medium heavy, and I use it for deep cranking. The 8-foot rod, you need a long rod when you're deep cranking because the further you can throw one of these lures, the deeper it'll go, and I'm throwing it in 20, 30 feet of water sometimes. So this works good. This is actually an old saltwater rod. I've got 2 of these, and they're both set up the same. This is a Academy Tournament Choice Baitcaster, magnetic cast control. I bought these reels a year ago. You guys that have been with me for a while know that a year ago I decided I was going to teach myself to bass fish. And so I went and bought a couple of these reels because not knowing if I was going to hang in there, whether I was going to like it. And as it turns out, this reel cost $29. They have been flawless. They work great. They're smooth as silk, cast like a dream. I don't know how you build a Baitcaster and sell it for $29. I have no clue. I'm sure they probably would not hold up well in saltwater, but for freshwater, I've caught a lot of fish on these things, and they are just zero problems. Unreal. Actually, I have 3 of them now. Like I said, 29 bucks. They work great. This is a 7.5 medium heavy ducket. This has got a Corrado 200E on it. One of the 3 Shimanos that I had rebuilt that they didn't make the cut in saltwater, so now I use them in freshwater. And it's got fluorocarbon, 15-pound fluorocarbon on it. I use this for spinner baits, chatterbaits, lipless cranks, and small crankbaits, stuff like that. It's another one of those tournament choice reels that I've had 0 problems with. This is another Ducket Ghost. This is a 7.3 heavy, and this is my worm and jig rod. It's full of 15-pound test fluorocarbon. Like I say, 0 issues with these reels, and it's another one of the Shimano 200s that I had rebuilt and now using freshwater. This one's loaded with 40-pound braid, and this is my frog rod. This is a Shimano Convergence 7-foot, and those of you guys that have been with me for a while have seen me catch some pretty decent bass on those frogs with this rig right here. This is another one of those tournament choice, the 3rd one. This is a All-Star. This is a 711 extra heavy, and this is my flipping rig, punching rig, You see me catching pretty decent bass through the toolies and stuff with this thing, drop punching through there. But man, you get a decent one, you need a lot of backbone to drag him out through those toolies, because you may have as many toolies as you do bass before it's over. But anyway, been real happy with this rig. Okay, now we're going to get set up. I'm going to show you my latest jaunt into the bass fishing world. Alright, let me say this before I know this freshwater stuff seems to be getting pretty involved, but first and foremost, I'm a trout and redfish guy. That's my first love, always will be. The majority of my time, that's what I'm going to be doing. A year ago, I decided I was going to learn to bass fish, and you guys that have been with me have probably seen the videos. And when I first started out, to me, I enjoy it because it's a challenge. And it's a challenge because I had no clue what I was doing. When I first started out, you see my early videos, I catch a lot of little fish. Really didn't know about techniques, and I just really knew very little about bass fishing. But in a year, and I'm getting help from YouTube and guys that do know how to bass fish, I've become somewhat successful at it. I mean, I started catching some pretty decent bass, and worked my way up to some pretty good size bass. But anyway, like I said, I enjoy it because it's new, and anytime you do something you don't know anything about and you have a little bit of success at it, it's a rewarding experience. So anyway, I was like a lot of people. I didn't think that lake has never had a reputation as a big bass lake. And I started catching some pretty good bass out of it, some pretty big bass. And I got to talking to some of the old timers up there at the boat ramp, and they assured me that there was some really big ones in there. So after doing a lot of research on YouTube and coming across swim bait fishing, I was intrigued, and it's really the last couple of videos I've done have been swim bait videos for bass, and I've had some pretty good luck, caught some pretty good fish, and I haven't even made it to the lake to try this stuff out. But that's going to change shortly. Anyway, I want to show you what I've got in the swim bait world. This is a Dx Swimbait Rod. It's 8 foot, and it's a heavy action. And when you start talking about swim bait rods, and you talk about heavy, it's no way related to a conventional bass tackle heavy. When you talk about a heavy swim bait rod, you're talking about a rod that'll throw some big stuff. And this is just a heavy. But anyway, and this is a Daiwa 200 size DHSV. This is an old reel. When Daiwa still built really good reels, and this thing was just sitting over in the corner doing nothing because I'd replaced it with smaller, lighter tackle, lighter reels. Anyway, it works great on this swim bait rod, and the heavy we're using to throw like medium-sized swim baits. This is the exact same rod in an extra heavy, and this thing's pretty gorilla. This is a Daiwa Lexa 300 HD, magnetic backlash control, power handle. Everything in this reel is beefed up, HD stands for heavy duty. It's got stainless gears, and it's just, like I said, everything in it is bigger and stronger than a regular conventional reel, and casts like a dream. I have been super impressed with that dowel. This is a complete dowel rig here. And the extra heavy is for throwing the next size up swim baits, like this Gantarelle and this Shine Glide, or Line 3 shads, not Shine Glide. Then, this is the granddaddy here. This is an iRod out of California. This is an extra heavy, but each rod manufacturer, this is more like an extra heavy, and this will throw anything you want to throw on it. And it's also got the Daiwa Alexa 300 HD. All these reels are full of 20-pound vicious fluorocarbon, and you need it for throwing these big baits. If you try to throw big baits on conventional tackle, like a 100 size reel or something, if you put it on this rod, just the weight of the lures is going to, it'll get that reel. Your gears, you won't have it very long. So you got to beef up everything to do this. And the extra heavy, or XX heavy, is going to be throwing really big baits. 8-inch HUDs, 8-inch S-wavers, some other stuff that I've got in there. But we're gonna be at the lake this summer off and on, and we're gonna try to catch a monster. That's what this is all about. Just another challenge. I really enjoy swim bait fishing. I've caught some really nice fish already swim bait fishing, and I'm sold. These guys, these swim baiters, they convinced me that this is the route to go if you really want to catch big fish. So that's where we're at. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope this answers the questions about my rod and reel arsenal that I've gotten. I finally got around to doing the video. And y'all have a good day.